All right. Are you yet another new book? I'm filling in a bunch of these places. Didn't this clock place just take me directly there, basically? Then there's this chapter. Yeah. I should look around a bit more on that chapter and just figure things out if I can. Because maybe I can solve whatever's next. I thought I had to come back with like a key or something. That's the one. I'm most interested in the one that said 2004, because that's the one that would have been new information when the game was coming out. Yeah, that one. This is like the original one, talking about Phil. Nola Ben is not empty. You had a reference to something. You talked about like a secret door. I had to figure out where that was. Here's the entry. He straight up talks about a spy room. Went to the spy room today, and not quite the same anymore. I missed the intrigue and found myself saddened at the thought of it all going away. No reason to go through the trouble of making the backside secure anymore. Looking back, I realized how lax I was. Anyone could have found the book. I assumed the backside of Teledon was secure, but it obviously wasn't. Not if they were all seeing Shroomy. And to think, if there had been two of them, all they had to do was close the door, and their friend would have seen the book. I guess none of it matters now. Don't suppose anyone will be going back to slave caves anytime soon. Oh well. That's real specific. Contextually, we've largely been able to figure out that the mushroom place must be Shroomy land. So that must be Teledon. Yeah, I don't like that. He talked about catching Shroomy, and then here's what's probably him over the corpse of a tiger, so he probably killed it. No, not you. Here we are. I have no idea where that's going to take me. So in the slave caves, if you close some door, you can see a place called the spy room. Said it was in the slave caves. So it's got to be down by the pressure plates. Haven't been here for a while. Oh, I thought there was something nearby, but I think that's just the sound this environment makes. Can I not go this way? Shit. May not be able to close this gap. Yep. Shit. And you just release, like... I can't pull on you. Come on, you're an adult man. Just climb over the damn thing. This isn't complicated. Alright. More slow warping. They see me climbing down slowly. So we're back in this spore-filled blah land. Oh, there we go. These are the slave caves, right? Here's where the weird tunnels were. I think this is the right spot. Yep, here we go. Let's tap you, just to give me a checkpoint. All you had to do was have one guy close the door and the other guy could see the spy room. It's currently on alternating ones. First one's pressed, second one's pressed. I have to remember how this whole damn room worked now. I think the gold ones had to be pressed, right? So every other one? So that one's good, that one's good. That one's good. That one's not good. Oh, isn't this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 left to right, but the system was in a specific order because of that one picture? Did I take a picture of that? Do I still have those notes? Okay, so I'm pressing 2, 4, 6. And the order was 4, 7, 1, 5, 3, 6, 2. I didn't think I'd have to use these notes again. That's 6 and 2. And 4 is the one that's all the way over here. Da-da-da-dun. Oh shit. All they had to do was close the slave pen and then come back. That we were saying. All right. And it's gone. Okay, I think I get you. I need to set a checkpoint, and then I can use the checkpoint to exploit this puzzle. That's what I need to do. But I've already set the checkpoint in that room, so I need to undo that. Shit. Problem, there's no... Uh-oh. So I would have found it a moment ago if I could have gotten over that ramp. Problem. Yeah, you can see it's right there. There's something right there. Ah, shit. How do I do this? Like, how do I get in here? The door only so I can only access that book when the door is closed. But I can only get through the door when it's open, because that's how doors work. Is there a warp point of any kind around here? I don't remember there being... Yeah, there wasn't a... You wouldn't fall the rest of the way down. Come on. Will you fall the rest of the way down now? Ah, there we go. Ah, that's all I had to do. I just lost so much time because back when I did that, I didn't try to pull the lever again. I guess it makes sense. You pull the lever, it falls a bit, and then you jump on it because it's stuck. And then you can pull the lever again to release the brake now that it's unstuck. Now I just need to find any marker on this side of the map I can use. There's one like right here, wasn't there? Yeah. Alright. This would have been way faster if I just hadn't decided to put a check mark. Put a checkpoint in the middle of that puzzle. Now I gotta go back and I've gotta switch it so the door closes, then run down, then warp out, then warp to where I just was, and then do this whole jog again, basically. Okay. I'm still doing things, I'm still finding things to do. It's interesting to find new solutions in an area that you felt like you were done with. Because this seemed over, but it's not over. We warp out, and we warp back in. Yeah, having played Uru now, Abduction feels like a way more natural sequel. With all the constant warping back and forth and everything. There's a clear continuity to their design structure. And now I run back down that path again, but this time with the ramp removed. Man... If I had solved that ramp puzzle previously, then when I just started exploring this map again earlier, which I did by warping to where I just warped and then walking down here and then trying to jump over that ramp and not being able to jump over it. If that ramp had been down, I would have just walked straight to that book and been like, where'd this book come from? And then went into it. That would have really shortened this process. Oh, please give me a new checkpoint. Be nice. Like a nice new book on my shelf or something would be nice. Or a page or something. So that's Relto, right? And that's the room with the aquarium? It links those two places together? So it lets him link directly from... his aquarium room to the Relto. Huh. Oh my god. Silly hat time? It's got the silly thing where half of it's folded up. Call that a knife? Bob Ogubo? Bob Ogubo. There's a linking book on that table down there. It's someone's office. There's 2 linking books in there. I'd probably remember that. I don't think I've ever been there before. Curious about that. Bob Ogubo? Bob Ogubo? It sounds like baby speak. This isn't the climax I was hoping for. It's a crumbling room with a telescope, a periscope, and a portal that takes me back where I just came from, and you. Are you... Let's see. Okay. That's what I was thinking, kind of. I was like, is it my place? This is not my Relto. Is this the guy, is this the Relto of the guy that wrote all the stuff? He doesn't have the pillars. 2 moons. It's very blue around here. What happens when I click these? The complete icon still shows up. Is that because it's based on me, maybe? Like the person who touches it as opposed to whose place it is? Or maybe he finished the whole thing too. We all have those though? The weird pillars about completing the journey? Don't exactly feel special now, do I? If everybody has the same quest to uncover Yeesha's story. Oh. Is that a DR? Yep, DRC uniform. Elder Remo and Eddar Remo and Eddar Giza. When all is taken from one, the only hope that remains is what is given by another. Through this giving, both are redeemed. We get to blah 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 blah. Only the way a man is when he is hidden is how he is. I think I've read this before. And there's symbols. Garishan. Peladon. That's where I just was, right? The truth of a man is found in the darkness beneath the surface. Some light may reveal only what some men want to be seen. Yeah, the mushrooms. What's the other one? Huh. I think this is new. Returning. It's odd being here again after losing myself. I don't feel like part of this, and yet I feel like I am here for something. Odd. This restoration is not right. It's not that it's wrong, just that it will only rebuild, not restore. Rebuilding is about slicing and fixing on the outside. Rebuilt trees make fences and walls. Restoration is about growth and life on the inside. Restored trees make fruit and shade. He is making sure that the tree has begun to grow again. Have I read this before? I'm not entirely sure. It seems kind of familiar. What is Denis? What is this kingdom? I've read of Denis the people. I've lived Denis the place. I've spoken Denis the language. A kingdom is made of both life and belief. It is only real with both. Lives without belief is a kingdom of cards, only waiting to fall. Belief without lives is a kingdom of dead, only waiting to live. I know a little, but I only think I know more. I see a little, but I only think I see more. I understand a little, but I only think I understand more. I seek a little, and I know I will find more. I can never know, see, and understand. I can only know, see, and understand more. I talked to many people today, but I don't really know them. How can I know other people? They are revealed only in their words and actions. I suppose only really in their actions. Words are easy. I talked to many people today. I am growing, and I'm growing anxious, growing weary, closer, up, impatient, leery, wise, less, and less. My seeking feels like it comes to an end now. I feel like I am called higher, to become lower. I'll find them again. They're calling me. I don't know why, but I will know when I find them. I remember that they showed me before, and I must find that again. I hear them even now, calling me. She has heard them. I can't resist. I'm going. Huh. And what about this giant collection of books here? Look at this. This guy's got a giant filled-in collection of books. Were these all supposed to be indicative of, like, future expansion content that might happen? Can I use any of them? Ah. Myst. That one just straight up says Myst on it. Hey, no big deal. It's just Myst. And is that the cleft? It's a gouge in the earth filled with green. I don't have that though. Why don't I have that? I can't go back. When do I get to go back? Yeah, searching over these, it never goes green. I wonder if they had any of this planned out. Like if these were actually going to be the icons of future content. I mean, this one and that one are just recolored. And that one are just recolored, so who knows? There's only one I can use. Am I just going back to where I was before? Is this a different one? I look absurd. Always that red light. Is it any different now than it was when I came here before? It's linked right back to here.
Hello, test.
Oh.
Test, Victor, are we on? Okay, okay then. Hello, everyone. Hi. Thanks to Victor, we've gotten some additional Denis technology working. It should be quite useful in sending messages here from the Dakota to the numerous neighborhoods as one more way to keep you informed of how things are progressing. Let me begin by once again welcoming newcomers to Denis. We're very pleased to have you. I know I've spoken with a few of you in person, but to those of you I haven't met yet, welcome to the restoration. The DRC and restoration engineers have been working very hard to put things in order. As you've probably noticed, various areas of the island, Ae'gura, have been opened over the past few weeks, with quite a bit more scheduled over the next few days, weeks, and months to come. We are also working on opening up several new ages. And we know that many of you have been given access to ages that haven't gone through any kind of process yet. And we certainly do not encourage use of any unapproved books. But let's just say that with your safety uppermost in our minds, we're pushing to approve those ages just as quickly as we can. Oh, and several of you have asked what you can do to help with the restoration effort. As you may already know, the Denis keys have the ability to determine their precise location here in the cavern as well as in other ages. Much of this functionality is governed here in the cavern by the Great Zero. Victor has recently succeeded in getting portions of the Great Zero functioning again, but he tells me it still needs to be calibrated. We'll soon begin to focus on another island area, the ferry terminal and its associated docks. We actually had some restoration engineers do some diving, and they found a sunken boat that we hope to raise at a later date. Before that, however, we will inspect the docks and approve them for public access. Now, let's see. Yes, outside the cavern, Garisen continues to progress nicely. Victor's team has recently made some discoveries that will enable us to open up more of the interior space. The wall is what we call it. Members of our team are also working on another age that should be opened within the next few weeks. Perhaps we will post some pictures. I will end by addressing some peculiar events that have been occurring. Odd stones, books, cloths, and pages have been reported appearing from time to time. Rather than insist, probably unsuccessfully, that you not use these oddities, the DRC will for now simply wash its hands of any consequence arising from their use. In other words, if you use them, you do so at your own risk. We will continue to remove these artifacts if they're found, and so far that has proved fruitless. But, well, I'm sorry to say it this way, but anyone involved in the placing of these books will be banned from the cavern. But to end on a good note, thanks for all the continued help to all of you and patience as Denis slowly begins to grow again.
I think that's it. That startled me. Hearing a voice start talking that wasn't Yeesha's ever, really. It played a voice before, but it was somebody speaking Denis, right? Like this time around, it was an actual recorded announcement from before. They're acknowledging that, like, that thing that was in the diary, the stones that appear and disappear and behave strangely and other stuff going on. And really, like, inherently people are just curious and want to know what's going on with this stuff. Messed up that symmetry, huh? People want to know what's going on with all the weird stuff and what things mean and explore the ages. So, like, they're having trouble stopping people from messing with all the stuff they're finding, which is a problem because they don't want people to get hurt and probably sue them or whatever. Is this mirrored? I feel like from this, it used to be left to like the passageways that went downstairs and whatnot, and right was this building. Yeah, this is mirrored. That's why it feels weird. Okay. So let's explore this mirrored zone. Any part of it might have new stuff. Although not the most exciting thing to explore, is it? Just a mirrored version of a place you already had access to. That's the kind of stuff that Destiny did when it didn't want to, when they didn't have like the resources to make new content or something. Like the first expansion, might have been the first 2 expansions for Destiny, were just existing levels from the main game reversed on themselves, which is a bummer. It might take me to the same place. Let's avoid this one for now. It might take me to the exact same place I already have access to. Here's the classrooms. The safety cones. Whoa, hello. That's nice to look at. Oh yeah, this place is way nicer. It's not broken like the other one was. Can't open the drawers still though. If they are drawers, they might just be panels for people to sit on the bench in the back. One would expect a classroom to house more than 3 people. The last group is leaving at 5. You are on your own after that. Victor Laxman. V. Laxman, DRC site. Will be organizing any contact with the surface. Write him if you wish. Goodbye. Dr. K. They're talking about the... With that message being left here, they're probably talking about the evacuation or the closing down of this whole place. When everyone quit and it all went down. Curious about that. Leaving at 5. I think they didn't have linking books for leaving this place. I think that's why they talk about the going to the surface as being like a big deal. They might have had to walk there. Which maybe with modern technology they might have added like elevators or stairs or some kind of faster passageway, but when Atrus and Gen go down to here from the surface, the cleft, it takes them days. It's a very long journey. I'm curious about whether or not everybody who ever visits this place is having to undertake such a long journey. Or if they have an alternative. Lights on once again. I don't know if I remember the paper lanterns being there last time, but I'm not sure. I don't remember much of this place that well, because it wasn't that relevant. Hey, that's me. Visitors system. I'm here in 2018. Here's all the people that have been here back in 2004. Sam's down there. Kodama. Victor Laxman, Douglas Sharper, the guy that wrote the notes. But the other diary verified that Douglas is still here, because he's still writing more notes about me arriving. But he apparently hasn't come to this age in 14 years. Definitely not in the recent events. Which is weird. You'd think he would have been here recently, considering it's attached to his spy room. And also you think he'd just maybe just feel like coming here at some point. 14 years is how long it took for Gen to come back and visit Atrus after abandoning him as a baby. Coincidences and all that. Lots of timing coincidences. I'm playing this game in, the same number of years after launch as that number. And I'm playing Devil May Cry 1 as a 28-year-old when the protagonist is 28 in that game. Like, alright. Playing old games at weirdly specific timing that has a connection to the narrative of said game. Not a big deal connection, but it's there. Yeah, we've been all through there. An issue is I still kind of don't know what I'm looking for. Something, probably. But I am kind of just poking around these environments and seeing what happens. They're huge, sprawling areas. And in a place like this, it's identical to the other one, but mirrored. So it's easy to get lax on exploring, but I'm trying to be careful. And not just dismiss everything, because there might be something new. And I don't want to miss it. I've already had that weird moment with the PSA. Now I'm back here again. There's not a lot going on here. Yeah. I guess I'll try this thing and see where it takes me. You didn't stick your hand in the key. You just went right in. Are you the same one as before or a new one? Are the location... So now I'm back. Like, there's my copy of it. Huh. Yeah, it is mirrored. Because now it's on my right. I might go back. I probably missed something, right? There must have been something to do. I've got to find the through line for these ages, like where the content is. Why are there copies of this place though that are mirrored and like a different color? Yeah. It sounds warped and distorted and hard to understand, but on top of that, it's pretty clear that it's a different language. Because plenty of it seems to be playing clearly-ish, despite the little distortions. And those parts are clearly, this is clearly in a different language. Yep, we've been through all this. You might be interactive, but I'm not really convinced. I don't know. Let's see whether or not they gave me a new book. Or a new page or something. To find the other one without going through the spy room, hopefully. Because that's a kind of a longish path otherwise. Was it in here? Okay, the spy room is accessible. You know what? I'll take it.